Hey everybody, and welcome to your Indie Snapshot for today. Today, we're taking a look at a game that just released on Steam, is also available on Good Old Games, and I believe the game's website, and that game is called Evoland. And of course, the first question we have to ask is, well, Mathis, what is Evoland? And that is an interesting question to answer. On one hand, it is in essence a throwback JRPG in many different aspects. But on the other hand, it's more of a love letter to old JRPG lovers than anything else. And in a way, not so much a game. I mean, it has gameplay mechanics, but it's more like a JRPG museum. And I know I'm kind of getting vague with my description, but let me go right into it and show you what I mean. So, Evoland, we're going to hit start a new game. I don't know if that erases my game. I don't think it does. And immediately you get presented this weird, like, Game Boy style screen. You're looking at, like, an old Game Boy style, and you can press the right key to go. But I can't go back. In fact, I don't get the ability to go back right away. All I can do is go right. And like I said, you're looking at very, like, old, original Game Boy graphics. So I'm going to move right. And I got left key. Oh, okay, so I can move left. Now, immediately, the minute I started playing this and this started happening, I was immediately reminded of DLC Quest, which came out last March. DLC Quest wouldn't allow you to move left. It didn't have sound effects. It had, like, no animations, etc. until you collected coins and then went to this little NPC and purchased the DLC to do such things. So, in order to move left, you would walk right until you collected 4 coins, then go up to the NPC was ahead, and then buy the Move Left DLC pack. And that was the gist of the game. And in a weird way, this actually kind of apes that, but instead of collecting coins, you're walking around and opening chests that allow you to do that. So, oh, I got 2D movement. So, sweet. All right, so we unlocked, and actually, we have a map. Now we've got basic scrolling, which is going to allow us to move up and look around. Now, like I said, it's obviously very, very Game Boy-esque right now, but that's going to change very shortly. And this is why it's going to be called Evoland. Okay, so we got some sound effects. So we've got some walking noises, some tupping. And then we've got smoother scrolling. Oh, look at that. We don't have to shift screens anymore. Another chest over there, but we can't quite get to it. So let's just go this way and see what we got. Can we go over there? Nope, we can't go through these bushes. So a lot of the early game is literally just walking around finding chests. Aha, we got a sword. We can cut monsters down. Hooray. Well, we can cut down bushes as well. Can we go over here? No, we cannot. So we got another chest over here that we're going to want to grab. Oh, well, good. We couldn't kill monsters originally because there were no monsters, but now there are. And we actually have, we only have 1 hit before we die this early in the game. So as you go earliest in the game, as soon as you unlock monsters, I mean, it's not hard. I never died originally, but keep in mind that you can die in 1 hit. So let's just cut this bush down. Oh, we got music! Evoland tune, topping the charts since 2012, baby. Awesome. And what is this? Who knows? Hang on. It's a save point. So like I said, you're basically walking around collecting chests to unlock all the basic functions of this game, from walking to music to animations to weapons, etc., etc. And I like it. It's got an interesting charm to it. What I like most about the game you're going to see very shortly. And here we go. And this is why it's called Evoland. So, we just upgraded to 16 color display. We literally just upgraded our graphics. And that's going to happen a lot. As you play the game, you're going to collect chests that allow you to do certain things. And most importantly, one of the coolest aspects of the game that I enjoy the most, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be feeling the same way, is that you upgrade the graphics as you go, kind of traveling through video game era time, so to speak. So we started at Game Boy, and now we're in, like, SNES, we're 16-bit, and we're kind of going through that, and it's kind of interesting, because, like I said, it's a love letter to old JRPG fans in that respect. I mean, obviously, this is all very Legend of Zelda, right? Matt, this is Legend of Zelda isn't JRPG, it's, well, it's a Zelda. Zelda's kind of its own unique action-adventure game, but keep in mind, well, it's hard to say. Alright, so keep in mind, yes, this is Zelda right now. It's going to change, and it very much becomes a JRPG love letter. I may actually have to change that. I may actually have to go to my saved game, by the way, and show you. I don't know if I actually accidentally saved over it. I'm hoping I didn't. But we just unlocked the story. So, after centuries of peace, an ancient evil has finally resurfaced to threaten the world of Evolandia. You are one of the few remaining members of the Order of the Dragon Knights, whose purpose is to travel the world to help the needy and fight evil. Those centuries of peace clearly mean you haven't been a whole lot to do, but it looks like business is picking up again. Excellent, that's the story. Bam! So let's move on. We got a storyline, so rich, so deep. And we got a star. There are stars you can collect. There are actually cards you can collect for a card game you can play. Surprise, surprise. And let's see. So we can't go past this. So one of the things I'm going to talk about in the game in a little bit is its difficulty, right? So what did I say? I said it's a game, but more like a museum. I feel that's very much how the game feels. It's very much a museum and a love letter to old JRPG fans. And the reason I say I feel like it's more of a love letter / museum than a game is because though all the gameplay elements are there, all the everything that's there. You can kill enemies in a hit. You have, you know, you can find treasure. You have a story, quote unquote. And I'm using big air quotes right now. Big air quotes. It's still not really anything substantial. I mean, it's like playing DLC Quest, right? But DLC Quest, what that game has going for it is that it is actually a platformer. So there is still platforming and skill needed to play that game. Oh, we upgraded to 256. So obviously things are looking a lot nicer now. So DLC Quest still requires a very, and when I say skill, I mean minimal, but a very minimal amount of skill. While Evolandia, unfortunately, oops, I died? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I lost my old save. That's unfortunate. I didn't know that was going to happen. We can skip this. I accidentally hit a monster. I apologize. Crap, what was I talking about? Skip through this real quick. Okay, yeah, I remember. So, DLC Quest, like I said, is essentially... There we go, star. It still requires a minimal amount of skill or gameplay, while Evolandia more resembles something along the lines of... I guess... point-and-click adventure might be the closest thing, because, again, there's no challenge to it. There's a little bit of puzzle elements later on in the game, in the forms of dungeons, and by puzzle elements, I mean, well, alright, well, when I say puzzle, I mean that in, like, the most, light sense. This path is reserved to the adventures. Basically, when I say puzzle, there's a button you need to press. You need to push something out of the way to click on a button. And that's about the extent of difficulty you're going to get in this game. And while I enjoy kind of reminiscing and having the big nostalgia hook hit me while I'm playing this game, at the same time, I feel like I could... We have free movement, so we can walk all around, by the way. At the same time, I feel I could go back and play, like, Final Fantasy VI, something that's going to require a little bit more skill and planning in order to beat, right? This game, I really have... That's the first time I've actually died playing the game. I mean, probably because I'm talking. But, oh, actually, no, I remember dying once to these guys. Just once. Only once, and the save spot was right there. But this game, like I said, requires little to no skill at all. It's very much just there to kind of be enjoyed, I guess, is the best way to explain it. And, you know, that's okay. That's okay in many respects. And it's something to keep in mind. I have an inventory now, yay. Overworld, yay! We're also gonna get... Okay, here's where the JRPG kicks in, right here. I got turn-based battles. What does that mean? Well, it means turn-based battles. Old 16-bit style. So here's the thing. Here's where I have a big complaint with the game, right? And it takes on even later on when you're fighting bosses. The whole combat system, at least as far as I got, and I played for about 2 hours, and I don't know how long the game goes, maybe an hour and a half, somewhere around there, but the combat is really easy. So much so that I don't know why it really even exists outside to kind of be kind of this mode 7. Talk about this in a second. But the combat only exists almost like a, look, this is how combat used to be back in the day type thing. And that being the case, it's just not difficult. It poses no challenge. Even when you get another party member and you fight bosses, your other party member's a magic user. What are you going to use her for? You're going to heal with her. You're going to use your guy to attack. You're going to heal with her. And that's the way it goes. In a sense, that's how it goes. There's no strategy involved. Later on, she gets an attack spell, one attack spell, but it's still easier to just attack with your main character and then just heal with her. But pulling back away from my complaints, there's a lot of cute stuff in this game, and I do use the word cute because... Oh, whoa, that just scared me because my headphones are really loud. I say cute because it is cute. So, like, when it goes to mode 7, it has a nice little quip that it says with it. And nothing really... And one of the things this game does really well is that nothing really outlasts its welcome. Whoop. You got places name. You will learn the name of the places you travel to. So nothing really overstays its welcome. Things don't get too tired looking because the game's always willing to kind of spice things up in by changing up the graphics almost always introducing something new, and by new it's something old technically. But something fresh to the gameplay, whether it be new graphics, new music, some silly humor with Mode 7, new weapons, just stuff like that. And it's always nostalgia fueled. Keep that in mind. Things that always existed. And it has a very light-hearted sense of humor about it. Obviously crafted. Loving the genre that it is parodying so hard. And it is so beautifully done in that regard that it almost hits a lot of most of the right notes when it comes to basically saying, we love this genre, we know you guys, all those who grew up with it are gonna loved it too, so here's everything that you loved about it. So like when Mode 7 hits, you go to, you think to yourself, wow, Mode 7 looks horrible now, but back then it was amazing. And they even like have a little quip, this looked great in 95, and it did look great in 1995. It was phenomenal back in 1995. It has a card game like a lot of Final Fantasies have, poking fun at the stupid card games all the Final Fantasies have. It has there's other little cute things, like when you solve a puzzle and it opens a door that you can't see on your screen, it will say, something opened somewhere, but where? Just really funny stuff like that. And Village, and why do villages always have such annoying music? So true. Silly other little things, like, we got NPCs, at least someone to talk to or not. Why? Sorry, I don't speak to children. We're a kid, now you come to the realization that your hero's a child, like all children do. So how do you fix that? Well, there's actually little hints in the city to come down here and eat the seed of growth, which will stretch out your pixels and make you an adult. Woohoo! And now we zoom out a little bit and things look great. I don't know if there's anything else down here. Can't really remember. There are little secrets, with collecting the stars and cards strewn about the world to go look and collect as well. A little bit of an incentive to go exploring. Which I do like. I do like a lot. So we're going to keep playing a little bit here. I'm going to keep talking as I see things. I feel like I got most of my opinion kind of out there. So my biggest complaint is that the game is incredibly simple, and incredibly... I was going to say shallow, but I think the word shallow is not the right word. So girl visited. So basically you go around, you talk to somebody, you talk to people, try to figure out what's going on. So I have to, there's one thing that actually reminds me, and I feel like I'm going off on a lot of things, but I feel like I have a lot of things to say because this genre is near and dear to my heart. Can I go through here? Oh no, I gotta go buy, armor in order, he won't let me pass till I get armor. Very typical, right? Oh wait, I can't even open doors yet. I gotta find the chest that allows me to open doors. So one of the things I actually have a problem with, and this is a legitimate complaint outside of the game's easy, is that it takes I did say nothing really overstays its welcome. I'm gonna kind of retcon that. A very few number of things tend to stay a little longer than I'd like, and one of them, they kind of parodied this joke that, you need something in order to move to the next area, but that thing you need somebody has. In order to figure out where it is, you need to talk to people in town. One of the things it does in a later town is that it actually makes you, literally sends you on a wild goose chase and makes you talk to every single solitary person in town. In a game that prides itself in kind of moving quickly and keeping things fresh and fast paced, that particular thing actually really annoyed me. I felt like it was just unnecessary. I got a shopkeeper. But outside of that, it's a very minor complaint. I think the biggest complaint is going to be, can I buy a longsword? So what it's going to make you do, by the way, is go out and grind some gil, which is very JRPG. But again, the enemies drop like 150 gil every single time, and nothing's really expensive. So grinding is kind of a good joke. Again, one of the things, it's like, oh, well, I need to actually go do this in order to progress. Very similar to how JRPGs worked in the past. So we just go and attack these guys. I should get like 100, maybe 150. I think it's 50 gil, or gliss rather. It's called gliss per monster. Obviously, an homage to gil. But other than the fact that that one little segment of the game really bothered me, I think the game does a good job at keeping things really fresh in general. Yeah, I got 150, so I could just come back here and we'll buy the wonderful. Oh, I don't want to go this way. The wonderful long sword that I need, and we can probably move on, and we'll meet our first party member. We'll look a little into We'll get to the 3D mode. I think we'll halt the game there. That's not where I want it to be. So you'll get. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the battling and of the gameplay, and really just trying to talk about the game as I see it. And I think I got most of my big points across. I don't think I have anything that I feel necessary to say about the game. I'll give my final opinion once I finish up. Right now, just so you know, the game is going to be $10. It is $10 on Steam, on Good Old Games, and a big shout out to Good Old Games because they hooked me up with a promo copy for the game itself for me to check out and do a little indie snapshot on, which I very much appreciate, very much so. So that's very cool. Good Old Games. Definitely give them a big shout out for hooking me up. At the very least, go check them out. Good Old Games is one of the cooler video game distributors out there. They make a lot of old games work nice and neat on your computer. Oh god, I'm getting lost. I don't have a mini-map, so I'm getting lost here. One of the things I really like is that they actually begin to blend both the Zelda style and the JRPG style. So like when you're in dungeons, the style of gameplay you're going to actually be using is Zelda style. And when you're out in the overworld, the style of gameplay you're going to see there is going to be JRPG style, and I like that a lot. And the reason I actually really like it, if I could just find the store, that would be great. If the reason I really like it is because it keeps things moving fast. Again, something this game definitely does really well, keeping things fast-paced and fun. It keeps things moving at a pace that I can appreciate. I don't ever feel like the dungeon is taking way too long to complete. Oh my god. Where is the shopkeeper? For Christ's sake. Anyway, I don't ever feel like the dungeons are taking too long because I'm never hitting random encounters in the dungeon. I'm never hitting these bosses that are taking forever to kill. I always feel like things are moving at a brisk pace, but again, that also clashes with my things are too easy. I think there's a fine line to making things too easy and making things move quickly. Zelda can move fast at times. Zelda can seem like it's moving too fast sometimes, in my opinion. That's just me. I feel like Zelda does pacing pretty well for the most part when it comes to battles, and things aren't always easy. You introduce an enemy that has a weak point, and you have to exploit that. And all old Zelda titles even did that at some point. Can I just... The door is locked. There's something on the other side. Something in there. Okay. Can I just find this store? That would be awesome. Welcome to the Punuka village. Alright. Let's see if I can find the store somewhere. I feel like I can't find it anywhere, and I don't know why. Is it over here? Is it in here? Is it right here? Am I just dumb? No, it's not. I've been in here like 17 times. Let's try to hit every building systematically. Okay. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of, again, homages to old games, obviously. One of which is Final Fantasy VI, because Kefka's ghost is the boss. Doesn't look a thing like Kefka, I don't think, if I remember correctly. But which I do, again, I appreciate a lot of the throwbacks. Just all the, especially when you get into 3D graphics, it's very Final Fantasy VII. Maybe it's this guy. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe it is this guy, and I don't know why I haven't gone in here. Bye, longsword. You guys must be killing me. I must have walked past that thing 100,000 times. All right, so I'm equipped now. We can move on. Yeah, look, it even has the menu of like a JRPG. So, some of my favorite jokes are coming up here, and I'm looking forward to showing them off. One is the obligatory fight, you'll see here momentarily. We're going to head north. We're heading to the cave. What is this? You got forced fight. Someone is calling for help. Ha, introducing party member. I heard someone calling for help. Looks like she got attacked by these monsters. And the way the person talks, I don't know if this is intentional or not. But later on in the game, at the very least, I don't know if I noticed it early on in the game, is that she has kind of poorly translated dialogue, and in that, some of her lines are actually really funny, just because it's very simple mess-ups. Up she goes! Thank you for saving me from these monsters. I need the crystal in the cave to save my hometown. Will you help me? Also, by the way, awesome. You can't hit no. That is amazing. I love that so much. Forced choice. I loved the that in the old times. There was really no choice. You could say no, but then it would just kind of give you this looping dialogue until you eventually chose yes. It was one of those cute, funny, adorable little jokes that was that they threw into this that I did thoroughly enjoy. We need to find the crystal. Its power can change your perception of the world, and with it, you can fight the evil that threatens my village. By the way, I just noticed that I forgot to ask your name. My name is yeah, I'll just do Clink. I don't feel like looking around. So my name is Clink. Great. And we'll be moving around here. Actually, I think in here, actually, in the cave, it's random battles. But trust me when I say dungeons later on. Yeah, cave monsters, exactly. Definitely later on. It's definitely a mix of Zelda and JRPG, which I do like. So we're gonna miss. So here's an example of the battle. She has heal. I would never use her to attack because she can do like 7 damage and that's it. All I'm ever gonna use her for is to heal, and that's it. Well, watch, I'll swing. 3 damage, I'm sorry. She does less than 7 damage. That's pathetic. I keep missing for some reason. And all the enemies have very predictable attacks, by the way. All the snakes, every time you run into one, no matter if it's grouped with other enemies or not, snakes will always attack the healer. I don't know if that's coincidence that happened when I play, but they will always, always, always attack the healer. So you can prioritize really easily. Kill the snakes first, because they're going to attack my healer every single time. Again, another one of those just simple making things too easy. And these guys, I think just attack both, if I remember correctly. So we're going to... Oops, I meant her to heal, but she actually did a lot of damage there. That's fine, that's great. We got a treasure chest here. I cannot walk past these rocks, apparently. That's fine. We'll go around. Luckily, the random battles in this cave, from what I remember and what it seems, aren't terribly insane. They're not, like, super frequent, which is great. We're just going to use her to heal up because she's taking enough hits. And like I said, with just how much damage she does, it's just pointless for me to send her out into the field to do damage. Though she did seem to do a decent amount of damage against the moles for one reason or another. So that's fine. I'll use them against the moles. But maybe it's just snakes she's bad against? I don't know. You got experience points, so we can now level up and do more damage. So the typical EXP system is now in full effect. And we're going to swing out this way, head over to the chest down here. And it's really funny, too, with the experience. I think the rock music plays. Oops, I meant to heal with her. She missed anyway. Great. And we'll attack. We should finish him off if he heals, if he hits, rather, which he did. And we're going to go over to heal here. Finish this up. Did a lot of talking. It's going to be a longer indie snapshot, obviously. But I have a lot to say about the game, like I said. And there we go. Level 2. Yay. Her defense increases, my attack increases. There's a chest down here we're definitely going to want to get. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it might just be a star. Yep, it's just a star. Because it was out of the way and not directly in path. That's something that's going to progress the game. So it's probably going to be a star. As anything that's going to be necessary to progress the game's looks, a story is going to always be directly in the path of the player to almost always have to get. But we're going to come across the first boss fight here. And really one of the only boss fights I've actually come across. Life Fountain. It's going to heal me up. One of the only boss fights I've really come across, and it's incredibly simple, like I said. It's not even a challenge at all. Which is kind of disappointing, but at the same time, again, I kind of understand why they did it. It just makes the game feel less like a game to me. And again, all personal opinion. Keep that in mind. This is just me saying my 2 cents on the game. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, so those things are blocking the way. I think the joke that I was talking about is coming up where you... Alright, so he should always up. Let's see if I can hit him. Yeah, 2 damage. Oh, he didn't attack the healer. I swear to God, there was a point in time where certain monsters only attacked the healer while other ones only attacked my attacker. I swear. Alright, that's not something. Okay, button. And something happened somewhere. Okay, but where? Haha, hilarious joke. Another snake. It could be, and I'm thinking actually, it could be that the enemies are randomly assigned to attack a particular player when the battle starts, and they will always just attack that player. So that could be what it is, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. Nice and easy. And we're moving onward. Here's the crystal, so we're going to see, this is going to be the end of the indie snapshot here. So we woke up the guardian of the crystal, and here's Kefka's ghost. This one looks powerful. He was the crystal's guardian for many centuries, but it looks like it has been corrupted by some evil power, most likely the same evil that has been attacked my town. Let's get the crystal. We need the power to fight. Sounds like a good plan. Here we go. Awesome. And we will just literally just keep attacking this thing. Boss animation. Hooray! And we'll just beat on this thing. If I remember correctly, the fight doesn't take that long. Maybe a couple of minutes, so long as we don't miss. He has one thing he does that's outside of attacking that I quote-unquote kind of appreciate. He has a special tactic where he kind of goes invisible. And you kind of just wait it out. So we're just gonna do some healing, and you just literally wait, because if you attack him while he's like this, I think you automatically miss, and he will automatically do damage back to you, and a good chunk of damage too. something that you can pretty simply avoid here. So again, this is all the fight is. It's really, really easy, and the game kind of plays like this. And again, this is only the first about 20 minutes of the game, obviously, that I'm showing you. Maybe a little bit less because I did talk a lot more than probably necessary, or talk a lot more than I probably should have to get the game rolling in the beginning, but either way, really, really simple. We'll heal up, we'll wait until he comes out of this phase shifting, and then we'll just swing at him, and hopefully we'll be finishing him off here shortly. Battle should not be lasting too much longer, and that was the battle. 400 glee, and we leveled up, and now we're gonna crystal power, and we're gonna see things in a whole new light. And this is when the game starts to get kind of cool looking. I like it a lot. Bam! And now we're in 3D mode, where I got a cel-shaded look, which is kind of weird that we look this good this early. But it's, now I feel like I could fight the evil which threatens my village, but we will have to cross the Noria mines in order to reach it. Thank you for helping me. You're my hero. So, now we are in beautiful 3D land, of which we can then just walk out here. And, like I said, super, super basic looking. And now we got 16-bit music. So what will happen from here on out, essentially, is, as far as graphics go, okay, so we got life now. So, like, now we're back to a Zelda fighting style. So, as you can see, we get life up the top, making the game just that much easier in the Zelda mode, because we don't die instantly anymore. But as far as graphics go, things get a lot nicer looking. I wish I hadn't overwritten the stupid save file. I didn't know you only got one. But things get HD textured, a lot more detailed. Things look really good, and in a way, maybe it's a good thing you didn't see it, because if you're going to pick it up, I think you should see it for yourself. It's really kind of neat looking. I like it a lot. And that's kind of the game. That's the game. I like it. I like it a lot. It's fun. The question, I guess, that has to be asked is it worth $10? And I think that thoroughly depends on the person. If you're one of those people that just loved this era of game, thrived in it, go back and play it regularly, I would say get this game and enjoy the parodies, the jokes, and just the love letter it writes to the fans of this genre. If you're not, if you're someone who kind of has a passing interest in it, or a passing interest in the genre, I would say it's probably not for you. That's just as simple as that. But that's just how it is. I just feel like the game's a little too easy. A little just too easy. But it's still fun. It's an interesting romp. I'm very curious how long the game's going to last. I feel like in my main game that I was playing, I was a little more than halfway through, and I was about an hour and a half to 2 hours in. But again, I don't think it's meant to be a long game. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope my opinion helped shed some light on what this game is all about. I enjoyed it, I just didn't love it. And I hope to see you guys next time here on my channel. Thank you so much for your undying support as always, and I will see you next time.